with Scrapbooking, and here are the 9 cards that we're going to do. This is called Farmhouse Florals, and it is the August Paper Pumpkin Kit. It took me, I did not slow this video down at all, so you're getting the full brunt of me and my slowness. It took me 1 hour and 8 minutes to do, so I'm not sure why. I think I had fumble fingers. But anyway, they came out real cute, and this is how we're going to end up, and then you can watch me and see how I got there. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you like this kit, you can follow the information below the video on YouTube, and you can look up Stamping Up and then put in my name, Dorothy Smith. Thanks so much. Take care now. Bye-bye. Here we go. Hi, this is Dorothy with Scrapbooking, and I subscribe to the Paper Pumpkin card kit, and this month is called Farmhouse Florals, and as you can see, I've got 2 boxes. So the reason for this is there was a mistake made, but I'm not sure which box it is that has the problem. So what they did was just send the next one out and said you just get to keep both boxes. So such a good deal. So now we've got 2 stamps and 2 stamping spots. And I don't think that they mentioned what the problem was, but I mean, if you've got a subscription, it's your lucky day. So let's see what we've got here. So far, everything looks identical to me. So they're both the same. Secret C is the color. I'm just going to go ahead and leave one open, and open one and leave the other one as is. There we go. Okay, and if I put this like this, so you can kind of layer them and see that those are both the same. And these look both the same. So you're getting 2 little spools of twine. You're getting 2 dimensionals. Set these up here. Okay, so we have envelopes. So those are all the same. And then we've got there's, I think that's 3 of those, and the cute little typewriter, 3 of these. And then we've got our little tags for sentiments, and these look like just 3 blank cards. So, and those are blank because this is probably going to go, and I love this,
going to go on the card like that. So that makes sense. And then we've got 3 sheets of the die cuts. So let's see what we've got over here. Okay, we've got our envelopes that are the same. And we've got 1, 2, 3 blanks, tags, and then 3 of the typewriters, and 3 of these. So far everything looks the same to me. I don't see what the difference is. So maybe what I'll do for the time being is put these aside in here with the envelopes. And here are our instructions. Well, I don't know. So we've got the 2. This says, good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other. Forever your friend, just a note, you are loved. For you, hello, XXO. For a great friend, always here for you. You're simply the best. Thank you for your constant friendship and listening ear. Boy, isn't that what we want from a friend? And to be a good friend, that's what we give, right? Okay, I'm confused, or as my friend says, I'm confused. Okay, there's stamping going on. So they're adding a sentiment to the inside. I have to say, I have no idea what the difference is. And I do like, look, they've got the little design here, and it's the same design as one of the stamps. So very cute. So I think we'll start with the first card. And I will just set these over here. Okay, I got out. For this first one, we're going to use this stamp. And I am going to put it on my 2x2 block and just put it diagonally like that. And then the other stamp that we're going to use is the little dotted design stamp. So that's going to go on there. And you can write either just a note, or you are loved, or thank you, or for you, forever your friend, or hello, just whichever sentiment you would like to use. That's up to you. Whatever you think you could get the most use out of. So they have this getting lifted up with the dimensionals. And I'm kind of on a kick of using up my cards with extra dimensionals on them. So, but we have to stamp this first. So I'll go ahead and give this a fold, but we're going to stamp it this way. This looks to me like a nice, really dark blue. I like it. I have some glue on here, so let me get rid of that one. Okay, so we're going to go just kind of make a few lines. And it's okay to overlap because the card is going to cover it up. And I'm going to take the backing off of all my little dimensionals. And that is going to go on like that. And I love the ragged edge on this to give it just kind of a little rustic feel. And then we're going to use one of these, and we're going to put a small sentiment on. And I might just say, for you. You could put thank you if you wanted to. And I think they want you to put the small dimensionals. Whoops. Going to use up another card. So we're going to put this over here on this far edge. Well, I kind of did that backwards, upside down. I could put it over here. I'm going to have to put it over on this side. Okay, so now we're going to use this in between on the inside. And we're going to have one go this way. And one go this way. And then we're going to put the sentiment in between. I like that idea. I like that a lot. Okay, so let's see, what sentiment should we put in there? We've got just a note, you are loved, thank you. And just put you are loved. So for you, you are loved. Such a sweet little card. Okay, I am just going to go ahead and pop these out. Cute little purse. Strap. And the flowers. Kind of nicely they pop out. We're doing 3 at a time here on top of it. Always make sure that you've gotten everything off of your carrier sheet so you don't have to go dumpster diving like I do. Okay, so we've done our first card. And I'll go ahead and put these over here. And I'm going to show you this just for purpose of where I went wrong on the first card. So you need to think while you're doing this. Don't have to think a whole lot, but just a little bit. So I'm just doing that, and then this is going to go over here. So I'll go ahead and put my little, I think I'm going to use the rest of this sheet here. And even the odds and ends. Oops. Okay, so this is going to get centered. Want a little bit of the design showing on the bottom. The little smear just shows that this is a homemade card. Okay, so when you're looking at these, you want this straight edge to be over here. So don't go stamping this way, which is what I did. So you want this edge to be over here. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp the for you. Whoops. Sorry, didn't mean to mess that up. And then we're going to put 2 of these little guys on that straight edge. And the reason why you want it this way, so that you get the little cut edge over here, is you want this to line up with the edge of the card. And so there you go. That's what they intended to be, for it to be like. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my floral one going this way, turn it around, nice thing about clear stamps and a clear block is you can see whether you need to add a little bit more ink. And this says, "You are loved." And that's going right there in the center. So there's our little card. Okay, set those aside. Let me just do this one real quick. And I'm going to put it a little bit lower. And you can kind of mesh your little flowers, whatever kind of design you want to call this, in the grooves of the next line above. See, like that. And you can add more to that if you so choose. I'm going to go ahead and use this up. And put one on each side. And see, when you use it all up, then you can throw a sheet out. Yay! Okay, and this is going to go essentially centered. And I'm going to go ahead and maybe I'll change my sentiment and use the, where's my sheet? Add just a note. Look how nice that looks. It fits very nicely. And have one left over. And what's nice about that is just in case you mess up, you have an extra, or if you don't mess up, then you always have one more little tag to put a note on. I mean, to stamp for other cards. Okay, so that is going to fit right in there just like that. And then I'm going to add my floral, because I really like how this kind of highlights the sentiment on the inside. This is a very nice dark, dark blue. And what's nice about that, this is called, what is it called? Secret Sea. I'll show you in just a second. Let me see. I think I'll put this Good Friends. This says just a note. Although I do like that you are loved. Okay, so let me just show you. Get a fresh piece of paper here. Let me flip it over. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp this up. Ink it up. And then okay, first generation stamping, second generation stamping, third generation stamping. So the fact that this is such a deep color, you can still get a third generation and see it. Now, if you have lighter colors, you might get a second generation, but it's neat. It makes a nice effect. So, woo, even got a fourth generation. How about that? Okay, just wanted to show you that. Okay, here's the next card. And this gets this little design also. And it looks like it overlaps. And the reason why you can do that, so this kind of goes from here, then you ink it up again, and go ahead and line up best as you can to go on the other side. I missed a couple of them. Once again, it's a homemade card. Here it is. I set things aside, then it's like, where'd they go? Okay, so I'm going to add some little dimensionals onto the back of the purse. And we're covering that area that we inked up. So this is, make sure that's one. Okay, so we're going to take one of these little hexagons and I'm going to cut it. Try not to cut my finger. And it is going to go on one side of the strap, and then this is going to go a little hard to control. Let's see. Very hard to control when they're that small. There's one. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Okay, this is going to go just right over the other strap. You like how it adds dimension, but you still have the picture back there. Okay, so we're going to have we're going to put dimensional here and here. And then we've got these cute little tags that I'm going to punch out the little hole. And that's where you're going to be putting the little twine that came with the kit. Okay, so this is going to go like this. So we're going to have for you like that. So you want to have your little hole going off to the right, on the right side. And one more. I'll just do it directly on the little sheet. I got inky. There we go. Put this one aside. I'm just going to throw that one out. And this says to cut a piece of twine 12 inches long. And we've got a measuring, the ability to measure right on the instructions. There we go. A little hard to find. So here's one. Two, and one more. Three. So we're gonna do a little tie. I'm just gonna slip this under here. It lays, you have to watch which way the tag lays better. So it lays better going this way. And then I'm just going to make a bow. And the loops are too big, so I'll just make them a little bit smaller. And cut off the ends. Okay, so we've got, I'm trying to figure out which flowers we're using here. So it looks like there's this flower that gets popped up. A little yellow flower. So I think that is going to go right over those flowers. And probably over this one, because that's the same flower with the same leaf. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it right. See, it matches, the flower and the leaves match up. So I am going to put that just like that. And what a cute little card. So here goes our floral again. And they suggest putting, but you can put whatever you want. There it is. And this says, good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other. And that's going right in this. That is so nice. That is really nice. And we've got our dimensionals going on here. So very, very cute. Okay, I'm just going to put these flowers out here so I can just see better what I have. Okay, and I kind of want to see for the other, for this, which flowers are going to go. Do those fit over there? That doesn't fit. Huh. I think that we have to do more with this, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to go ahead and get this one done. And here we go. Here is our purse. There we go. And you just want to lay it so that you can't see any of the purse underneath. Then you know you're in the right place. Okay, I'm going to try this. Oh, that kind of works nice. Cut from the edge. It's a little bit easier than trying to cut those little hexagons in two. Okay, so here goes one side and the other. Okay, tying it up. Oops. Sorry about that. This lady calls me every year to sponsor kids for the Plano Early Lions Circus. Okay, make my loops. It's a little hard to work with string so small. I used to be really good at working with small things, and not so much anymore. Little strings are kind of wild. Okay, there's this, and we've got, let me see, I want to have one flower is going here, like that, and put the little yellow flowers on. Those are going to stick up right here. And those, once again, are going to go there. And it's going to, the petals and leaves will overlap the purse just a little bit. Just like that. Add a little darkener. And those top flowers were kind of light. And see how you can, I don't know if you can see that, but there's not enough ink on the middle of the flowers. Something went haywire. Let's see if we can. I don't know if, wow, I lucked out. The other thing that's great about clear stamps and clear blocks is you can do that. Okay, I'm going to do something a little different on the inside here. Okay, so I'm going to do second generation. And I hope that this works out, what I have in my head. Okay, so I'm doing second generation. Okay, and like this. And then I'm going to add this sentiment to it. And that is going to be in the first generation. And so it sticks out just a little bit more than the flowers do. So it's a little different. Just a little bit different spin. Okay, so we're going to go here. and line it up there. Purse. I'm using some of the larger ones that I have accumulated. So if you just make little slits along here, then you can use them for these little tiny straps. And if there's a little piece hanging over, no problem. You might want to put the strap in the right direction, though. That's the only thing. I'm just saving the smaller ones for these flowers. And for these flowers, and we're almost done here. I still haven't figured out what was haywire with one of the kits. Okay, then this is going to go right in here, like that, and then we've got our For You. Okay, and then tie. And I'm just kind of making a knot here so it stays on. And then whoops. Here we go. Okay, so there's our third of the second design. Now this is, let's see. Okay, so here's our instructions here. And this uses, see, this is cute. These are like little sheets of paper that are going to come out of the typewriter. So this typewriter has got a little slit in it. So this is going to come out of the typewriter like this. Is that not just so cute? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put, where's my just a note? Here's my just a note. So this is going to be right here. And one more. Okay, so I'm going to tuck this in, and then I'm going to put this is a good time to wait for the stickers. Okay, we've got to do our stamping before I put this on. And of course we're using our little design again. And we need 2 of them. And this is going to go right along the edge here. And you don't have to take it out all the way to the edge. So you can have a space over here. Okay, so now we've got that is going to go there. Okay, this is going to go like here. And then we've got our little yellow flowers. And those are going to kind of go on top of the corner of your little note, like that. Hi, I ran out of tape, ran out of room to video. Okay, so let's see, what was I gonna do? Got the typewriter on, the little note, the flowers, did the stamping, and this is just a note, and we're going to use the let's see where I can just a note to say thank you. Here it is. And so that is going to actually, I'm going to go more to the center, and we'll see how this looks. So it's going to be just a note to say thank you. Ta-da! Okay, but we're going to put our florals in first. Okay, and then here we've got so there we go. Here's our little, that's adorable, isn't it? So cute. So, so cute. Okay, so we'll do this again. And we're going right over like this. And another like that. And I think I'm going to do this one. Here and here. Okay, so I'm essentially done with that stamp. So I'm going to set it aside. And then we've got the floral. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit higher. And a little bit lower, just so we've got plenty of space in there. Same thing over here. I think it's always best to start with the top one first. When you rock the stamp a little bit, sometimes you can see that like if the ink doesn't look like it's coming off, then you can squeeze it a little tighter. Nah. To make sure the ink is coming off of the acrylic onto the paper. And if you hold it there for a count of 2 or 3, then you'll make sure that the ink has time to absorb into the paper. So if you're having a little bit of trouble with stamping and inking, just hold it a little longer. Okay, so I'm going to go dig up here's our 2 flowers for these, and here's our typewriter. So I'm going to go ahead and put my little note inside. I just love that idea. Okay, so and here's the other note. Put that down. And now we want to make sure that See, I'm going to use the little bit bigger size, and I'm encompassing the little note and getting part of the typewriter at the same time. So that way we've got everything covered. And of course, this is going to go right on top of the typewriter. Same here. And then we've got okay, this one is going to go like that. And same thing over here. I just like that so much. Okay, so then we've got our little daisies. And the small ones. Work best for the little daisies. So I think we've gotten all of the flowers used. And that's going to go right over here. So it touches the note a little bit. Just so sweet. Just a note to say thank you. And oh, I already put it down. Silly goose. And there we go. Ta-da! Very cute cards. Okay, you want to make sure that you clean off all your stamps and give your cards a good crease. And we have multi-dimensional cards here. We've got stamping, and then putting images on top of images. So there we go. And of course, we've got our envelopes. Don't need all the envelopes. One will do. So there we go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Hi, this is Dorothy with Scrapbooking. Thanks for watching my channel. Please subscribe and learn along with me. Thank you. Bye-bye.